Let me ask you, have you ever felt like every isekai you watch is just the same thing on repeat? Overpowered main character, same tropes, same big battles. Fun, sure, but what if you're craving something fresh? What if there are amazing isekai out there nobody talks about? Well, today, we're diving into the top 5 most underrated isekai anime you need to add to your watch list. Number 5. The weakest Tamer began a journey to pick up trash. Don't let the long title fool you. This anime is surprisingly heartfelt. In Ivy's world, your value is based on how many stars you're born with. She's got none, which makes her worthless in the eyes of her village. Instead of giving up, she runs away and decides to survive however she can with her weak Tamer ability. What makes this anime shine is that it's not about flashy power-ups or giant battles. It starts intense but slowly turns into a warm slice of life story about resilience and kindness. Ivy doesn't conquer the world, she just learns how to live in it. The animation is better than you'd expect too, given its small studio. It lands at number 5 because it's touching and unique, but it's also a slower burn. If you're tired of the same isekai formula though, this one will feel like a breath of fresh air. Number 4. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Ever asked for something simple and got the complete opposite? That's Misato's whole life. When she reincarnates, she just wants to be average. But the system calculates average as the midpoint between the weakest and strongest beings in the world. That means she ends up absurdly overpowered. So much for blending in. The comedy here is gold. Misato constantly tries to live a normal life, but ends up breaking everything with her ridiculous powers. It's self-aware, filled with anime in-jokes, and doesn't take itself too seriously. Why is it number 4? Because while it's clever and funny, it doesn't have the same depth as the shows higher up the list. Still, it's a lighthearted and refreshing take on isekai that's perfect for a fun binge. Number 3. A salad bowl of eccentrics. Yes, that's really the title, and yes, the anime is just as strange as it sounds. This is a reverse isekai, where fantasy characters land in modern-day Tokyo. Sarah, a princess running from execution, literally falls onto a detective mid-case. Her knight, Livia, follows and ends up homeless before somehow being worshipped by a cult. It's as bizarre as it sounds, and that's what makes it fun. At first, it feels a little like Hinamatsuri, but the show quickly finds its own groove. Sarah's partnership with the detective adds charm, but Livia completely steals the spotlight with her mix of comedy and heartfelt moments. Why number 3? Because while it's not groundbreaking, it's entertaining, weird, and surprisingly wholesome. It's the kind of anime you watch on a whim and suddenly realize you finished the season in one sitting. Number 2. KamiKatsu. Working for God in a godless world. This one's a roller coaster. The first episode looks like a disaster. Terrible CGI, awkward scenes, and weird pacing. But give it time, and you realize it's intentional. The show leans into absurdity, with humor so bizarre it almost feels like a parody of isekai itself. Once it gets going, KamiKatsu becomes one of the strangest, funniest, and most daring isekai in recent years. It's not for everyone, you'll either love it or hate it, but that's part of the appeal. Why number 2? Because it takes big risks. Instead of playing it safe, it embraces its weirdness, and for viewers who click with it, it's unforgettable. Number 1. The 12 Kingdoms. And now for the crown jewel, an anime that deserves far more recognition than it gets. The 12 Kingdoms isn't about cheap thrills or overpowered heroes. It's about building a rich, believable world. Each of the 12 Kingdoms has its own culture, politics, and systems, and the storytelling treats you like an intelligent viewer, letting you slowly uncover the details. The characters are just as strong as the setting. They grow, struggle, and face complex moral choices that feel weighty and real. The themes go deep into leadership, responsibility, and identity, far beyond the surface-level action most isekai rely on. Sure, the animation is dated, but the story is timeless, and that's why it's number 1. If you love isekai and haven't seen the 12 Kingdoms, this is your must-watch. And that wraps up the top 5 most underrated isekai anime. Which one of these are you watching first? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your picks. And if you enjoyed the countdown, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks much for watching. I'm out for now. See you in the next one.